What would you do if you lost everything? Your home, your family, your dignity? Most people would give up. But sometimes, the lowest point of your life becomes the beginning of a story that inspires the world. This is Musa's story. It was a scorching afternoon in Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso. President Ibrahim Traoré had just finished a visit to a local school. His convoy waited by the roadside, engines humming softly. But then, he noticed a man slumped against a cracked wall. Clothes torn. Hair messy. Eyes sunken. A tin cup in front of him. People walked past like he didn't exist. Yet Ibrahim slowed. Something about this man seemed familiar. He stepped closer. The man squinted at him, lips trembling. Ibrahim? Ibrahim's chest tightened. Musa? Yes. His childhood friend. Once full of life, now a broken shadow of the man he used to be. Minutes later, Musa sat at the presidential residence. Bathed, given clean clothes, and seated before steaming dishes. He ate slowly, almost as if he feared it would be taken away. Musa, Ibrahim asked gently, what happened? You were one of the brightest men I knew. Musa lowered his gaze, his voice trembling. He had once been a respected school principal in Bobo-Dioulasso. With his savings, he built a house and married Stella. Life seemed perfect. But one day, he came home early. And everything collapsed. Stella was in their bed with another man. Instead of shame, she showed him contempt. She told him it was over, and demanded he leave the house he had built. Through lies and forged papers, she even won the case in court. Within months, Musa lost his home. His savings vanished in legal battles. His reputation suffered. His job slipped away. From a respected principal, he became a man surviving on scraps. Nights on cold pavement. Days begging with an empty cup. Strangers spitting words like lazy or useless without knowing his story. I wanted to die, Ibrahim, Musa whispered, tears streaming down his face. I prayed every night not to wake up. Ibrahim's hand rested firmly on his shoulder. Musa, your story isn't ending here. I promise you, it will change. The next morning, Musa saw a doctor, received medicine, and was given his first proper haircut in years. When he looked in the mirror, he almost didn't recognize himself. The faint spark in his eyes had returned. That afternoon, Ibrahim drove him to the edge of the city, where a cream and brown house stood with a neat little garden. Whose house is this? Musa asked softly. Yours, Ibrahim smiled. It's fully paid. No one can ever take it away again. Musa's voice broke. Why? Why would you do this for me? Because you once gave me books when I had none. You stood up for me when no one else did. You believed in me, before I believed in myself. With a roof over his head, Musa slowly began to rebuild. Ibrahim helped him open a small bookstore and school supply shop near a secondary school. At first, children only came for notebooks and pencils. But soon, they began staying longer. Sir, how do I solve this math problem? One boy asked. Musa smiled, kneeling beside him. Don't just memorize, understand. Knowledge is not just answers, it's thinking. Word spread. Students came not just for supplies, but for guidance. The shop wasn't just a business anymore, it was becoming a place of hope. But then, one afternoon, his past returned. Stella walked in. Her eyes tired, her face worn. She had been abandoned by the man she once chose over Musa. Please, Musa, she pleaded. I have nothing left. Let me stay with you. Musa stood quietly, heart pounding. I forgave you long ago, he said calmly. But my life is at peace now. You made your choice, and I have made mine. He walked away, closing the chapter that once destroyed him. That evening, he told Ibrahim over the phone. She came back. And I told her no. Ibrahim's voice carried pride. That, Musa, is strength. Not long after, a gentle widow named Grace entered Musa's shop. A schoolteacher, raising her little daughter Rachel alone, she often came for books. Conversations turned into friendship. Friendship into comfort. Comfort into love. Rachel adored Musa. She would arrange books in the shop, asking questions, giggling as he explained things. Slowly, his heart healed. One quiet evening, Musa knelt before Grace with a simple ring. "I don't have riches," he whispered. "But I have love, respect, and peace. Will you marry me?" Grace's eyes filled with tears. "Yes, Musa. Yes." For the first time in years, his home was filled with warmth and laughter. But Musa's journey didn't end there. He knew his story wasn't just for himself. He founded the Musa Foundation, helping homeless men regain dignity. One man, a mechanic who lost everything to gambling, was given a small workshop. Another, a barber who fell into debt, reopened his chair. "I was once on that street," Musa told them. "One act of kindness changed my story. Now I want to change yours." Months later, Musa stood on stage at the National Youth Conference. Thousands of young people listened as he spoke. "I lost everything," Musa began. "Not because I was weak, but because I trusted the wrong person. I became invisible, broken. But one day, a friend reminded me that broken things can still shine." He paused. The hall was silent. The best revenge is not hate. The best revenge is peace, joy, and moving forward. If I can rise again, so can you. The audience erupted in applause. That night, under a sky full of stars, Musa sat on his porch with Grace and Rachel. Rachel leaned against him, holding a book. Grace smiled warmly beside him. Musa whispered, almost to himself. "Once, I begged for scraps. Today, I have love, family, and purpose. Who would have thought?" And for the first time in years, Musa's eyes shone not with pain, but with hope. Musa's story reminds us of something powerful. No matter how far you fall, no matter how dark the night, tomorrow can bring light again. Sometimes, all it takes is one act of kindness. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because maybe someone you know needs to hear that their story isn't over yet.